Hi, everybody. It's Joey Hartman coming to you from Lincoln, Nebraska, and I have such a cute fun fold to share with you today. It's super easy. Anyone can make it, but it's a big wow, so I'm anxious to share it with you. Okay, well, already I'm off to a bad start because I should have had my camera on me talking to you. Anyway, again, welcome. I'm happy you're here. I've got my coffee cup. I hope you've got your drink or beverage, and we're going to play with some cards and ink and paper today and stamps and make a pretty card. So, welcome. I'm happy you're here. Whether you're watching live or on replay, I would love for you to say hello. Let us know where you're from. Say hello to each other as well. And we're going to get started with some card making. Okay, so card making made easy. That's what I'm all about. Sorry, my glasses are glaring so much. Take that off for a moment until we get back down to my workspace. I have a lot to share with you today. There's a lot going on. So maybe I'll do that. I'll just switch down to my right here on my desk. Okay, so you guys, first of all, today through 2 days, so 3 days today and 2 more days, Stampin' Up is offering free, of course everything is sticking together here, free shipping for orders of $75 or more. Also on Paper Pumpkin, no, this is about Paper Pumpkin, but did I make a flyer for, no, I didn't make a flyer for the 75% off, but it's not, okay, let's start over. Some Paper Pumpkin refills and past kits are on sale for up to 75% off. So if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can shop those sales for past kits and for refill kits. And that is also from the 23rd through the 24th. Today's the 23rd, right? Yes, so that's only today and tomorrow. So make sure that you shop for those if you're interested in those through today and tomorrow. If you're not a subscriber, you can subscribe, and I would love for you to pick me as your demonstrator. And you can get it every month. It will come to you, and it's a surprise. And the kits have been absolutely gorgeous for actually the past couple of years. They're all really, really cute. Okay, now today I also want to show, I have an extra surprise for you too. So I have put all my retired bundles together, and I am giving them away with every $50 purchase. So these are just a few that I had sitting. I just grabbed them from the back of my bins, but I have like 4 big bins of retired products that I'm giving away. They're all bundles. They're all dies and stamp sets. So through the 30th of April, and if you purchase $50, you get to pick a free bundle. If you do 100, you get to pick 2 free bundles, etc., etc. Okay, so but if you want to get free shipping today, tomorrow, and the next day, you need to put in a $75 order, and then you'll get free shipping. So this is my special. It's the Bundle Bonanza. That's only through me. That's not through Stampin' Up. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. And if you need a link to look at what is available, just I've took photos of everything so you can see them, and I am going to share them with you. Okay, or message me if you need that specific link. Sorry, I'm getting off track. Okay, also for today's card, I'm going to be sending the instructions for this, a PDF tutorial that has all the step-by-step instructions, to my newsletter subscribers on Sunday of this week. So that, I think that's the 30th as well. So make sure you are subscribed to my newsletter. There should be a link in the video description. I'll check after my live today and make sure there is a link. Okay, so, and I have one more thing to share with you, but I think I'm going to wait until we get started on our card, because I have 2 cards to show you, because I use 2 different sets of products. Okay, the first card we're making today is made with, let's get that out of there for a minute. That's going to be confusing. the Flowers of Beauty dies and stamps, and they are also on sale. So this is the number for the stamps, and then this is the sale price. They were $24, they're now $21.60, and these are the dies. And let me tell you, these 3 dies, well, actually all these dies alone are worth putting in an order to get these, because look at how many flowers. There's a medium size, or if you want to call that large, and a smaller size, and you send it once through the die cutting machine and you have all these flowers to play with and make fun things with. So we're going to do that today so I can show you how wonderful these are. The dies are also on sale for $37. So or sorry, no, they were $37, they're now $29.60. So those are available in the online store. And also, if your order is $20 or more, Stampin' Up is going to give you some rewards as well. And for all, the more you spend, then the more you can earn. I'm sorry, I get so distracted with the comments, but yeah, I really do want to see my comments. So I'm going to flip over here to comments. Hi, Pam. Oh, great. Okay, Pam always checks to see if I'm both live on Facebook and YouTube. She's really good about letting me know because I'm still fairly new to the software I'm using. So at first it was kind of a trial, wasn't it, Pam? Okay, so let me show you this card. This is, I don't really know what it's called. I'm calling it a 3-flap fun fold. Hi, Donna. Welcome. And this is how it opens. So, like this. And it looks like it's, well, it goes like this. So, it looks like it's complicated, but it really isn't. So, once more, I'll show you how it goes like this. And then it closes like this. And everything comes together. I saw this card, not this exact card, but my friend in Canada, Rose Coleman, she made this card, and she used this fun fold. She used a different stamp set and everything, but I use the same fun fold she's using. So this is how you fold this card. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it at 2 1/8 on one side, and then just turn it and score it at 2 1/8 on the other side. So that's how we get this gatefold. So that's how we're going to start. Let's just make sure it's burnished really well, like this. So, okay, so, sorry, I was looking back at my comments. Then, let's get out some designer paper. Now, this designer paper is part of this whole suite, so let me show you. Whoops, I don't think that's not part of this. That's a different card, so we'll get that out of there. This suite of products was new in the annual catalog last year's annual catalog. And it is on page 54 and 55 if you have a catalog. And some of this is retiring, some of it is staying. I think the glimmer paper is staying. I'm not 1,000% sure on that, but I think so. The dots are leaving. The paper is staying. It's called Unbounded Beauty, I think. Yeah, Unbounded Beauty is the name of the paper. It's staying. But the Flowers of Beauty and the Flowers of Beauty dies, which we just talked about, they're retiring. And then, but the Unbounded Love and stamps and dies, they're staying. So the whole suite is called Unbounded Beauty, just so you know what I'm talking about. This uses all of the in colors that were new last year and that they're staying through the coming year. So that, and this has been a very much loved set of designer series paper. A lot of people have used it and enjoyed it. I'm going to change up let's see, am I going to change it up? Let's see if I am going to change it up. No, not this card. The next one we're going to make using the same fun fold, so you get to see it twice. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out. Did I? I didn't maybe cut all the same paper. Oh, yes, I did. Okay, so these strips, you need 3 cardstocks, and these are going to be 3 7/8 by 2 5/8, and this is berry burst. So you need, if you're going to make the card like I made it, you need those 3 in berry burst. Then if you're going to add some designer paper, which we're going to do, it needs to be, so we'll just go ahead and lay this out. Let's see, this goes here, and then I think this one, well, oh, okay, yep, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm getting it figured out. I guess I gave myself more than one choice, but I'm going to make it like my first card. So these are 1 1.5 by 3 3/4. So 1.5 by 3 3/4, and then the mats are 1, and you know what? Hang on, I don't know if this is right. It looks too big. This is 3 3/4. Yeah, that's right. I wonder if this is too small. Hang on, let me check it one more time. 3 and whoops. Is that right? Sorry, guys. It should be 3 7/8. Nope. Oh, for Pete's sakes. That one's too long. Okay, here. Sorry, I made this card a day or 2 ago, and so, but I thought I had this figured out. 1.5. So I think they're right this way. 1.5, yes. And then this way, they should be, I thought 3 3/4. Yes, 3 3/4. So let me check this. Yeah, this one is short. And this one looks like it's, oh, this one's right. So it's just going to be a very narrow edge there. And let's check this one. This one's right. So it's just that purple one. Let's get out the paper. This is a paper pack. Of course, it's kind of a hot mess right now. But let's just grab, let's see, what is this one? Nope, not that one. Well, we've got this cut. Is this the right size? Nope. Okay. Okay, this is the way it usually is with Stamp with Joey. Sorry about that. I thought it was so well prepared, and I have a whole nother card to show you as well. So let's try this again. Famous last words. So I'm here to help you feel like when you get confused in your craft room and you think you have everything ready for your project, that maybe you didn't have it as prepared as you thought you had it, and then we have to get it figured out on the lamb, you know, on the cuff. 3 3/4. 3 3/4 by 1.5. So, you know, part of paper crafting is figuring it out. Am I right? Oh my goodness. Thanks for being here with me. I really appreciate it. I think you'll really like this fun fold, and it's so easy to do. I don't do fun folds that are difficult. Gosh, this just doesn't look right, does it? There, I think I must have just, I'm going to make this really skinny, really skinny. You know, when you're using 8s, that is another challenge with using 8s as measurements. So the mats, the Berry Burst mats, are 3 7/8. Sometimes if you're just off a little bit on your paper trimmer, the edge around your DSP comes very, very tiny. This one looks about right. Okay, so there you go. Alrighty there. So now we've got that part done. Let's see what else we have to do here. I already have a lot of the die cutting done, but we are going to do some stamping. Now, let's do the inside of this card so that that's all done, because once we get putting these flaps on, I can see that I really like this card. It looks so impressive. Oh, thank you, Pam. That's so sweet of you. Okay, let's do decorate the inside of this card though. So for this, we are going to use the Flowers of Beauty stamps. We're going to use these two big ones. So let's stamp that first. Maybe we should actually stamp the greeting first so we can kind of get everything centered. So the inside is going to say, may all your wishes come true. This is for a wedding shower for my niece. Asked me to make a card for a wedding shower. I'm tapping on Petunia Pop. Is this supposed to be Petunia Pop? Yeah. First I thought, well, maybe this is supposed to be Berry Burst, but we're going to go with Petunia Pop. Okay, so let me get this kind of lined up. It helps me to line up my paper on the grid paper. I feel like it helps me get it more straight. So let me know also how the volume is. Right now I'm right next to the phone, but the sound is not coming through my phone. It's supposed to be coming through my computer. We'll get this clean. So we had a few challenges with the sound, so let me know if it's clear, if you can hear me well. Okay, let's stamp let's do the outside of the flower. So this is a two-step stamp, this really pretty vine. And actually all the stamps in here are two steps, all the images. Let me grab Shy Shamrock. We're going to use this for our branch. Let's go ahead and turn it upside down. It does help to ink from upside down. So if you turn your stamp towards you and then you pounce on it that way, pounce lightly, pounce being a relative word. Okay, there's the outline of our leaves. We need that same ink. And then for the inside of the leaves, I'm going to use the same ink, Shy Shamrock. I have used Shy Shamrock so much. I don't know, starting the 1st of March, I've just used it on so many projects. There's so much going on, you guys, in Stampin' Up! And in life right now. Oh, wait a minute. That's the outline again. I picked up the wrong one. Goodness gracious. I have both of them here. No, that's right. Gosh, I don't know. For a minute, it didn't look like it was right. Okay, so I wanted to just stamp it up on scrap paper just so we wouldn't have like a super big mess. I'm lining up the stems as well as I can on here. There we go. I don't think this one is meant actually to line up perfectly. Oh, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's grab the flower stamp and the Petunia Pot back here. The sound is fine, Pam, good? Okay, and you're saying you're challenged every time it seems either I don't have the paper cut right or I cut the flowers going the wrong way. Oh, yeah, we've all done that. We have all cut the flowers going the wrong way. Or if you've never done that, maybe you haven't been stamping very long. Now, these flowers, I am trying to find kind of the middle of the branch. These don't really have a specific place to fit in. So we're just going to stamp it and hope for the best. There we go. I think that's good enough. No one's going to really examine that and say, well, I don't think every flower is connected to a branch. So there we go. And you know, part of crafting in our stamp rooms or our stamp area, maybe you just have a corner of your kitchen table, or maybe you have, you know, oh gosh, and I just got ink on this. Oh well. We're not doing it over. We're just gonna go ahead. You know, that's part of it. The creative part is sometimes, yes, we mess up sometimes. But unless we're in a real hurry, and that can be annoying if you mess it up and you're in a hurry. You know, that is just part of playing with paper. And I think the reason it is stress relieving, although that can sometimes be stress provoking, but you know what I mean. So stamping for me is stress relieving. And, you know, that's part of it because you have to focus on what you're doing. I have to look at my card here for a second to make sure I'm getting my panels going the same way. So the way this goes is we're going to put these 3 panels on first. And I'm going to do them, I think I'll do them in the same order I did them on my sample card. And the way we're going to do this part is we're going to put, let me get my glue out here. We're going to put glue on the opposite ends of these mats. So these 2, I've got hair on here, of course, you know, hair is sticking to my card. All right, so let's try that again. Go like this, and then we're going to put glue. This is kind of an important visual right here. Now, I am making written instructions for my newsletter subscribers, but it is hard sometimes to give written instructions for something that really is very visual. So we're doing those 2 like that, and then this one, and I'm leaving them down on my cards so that I don't go past. You don't want to go past the fold line. So I stayed to the right on both of those, and I'm staying to the left on this one. So I'm going to just, oh, of course, I'm probably running out of glue. That will be par for the course. I woke up to a smoke alarm chirping, and my husband is home from work today. We're going to put that one aside for a moment because he's got a cold / turning into a sinus infection. So at least he was home to fix it, but I'm just glad he was home because I don't know that I could get out the ladder and get up and get on it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is put these 2, is this right? Yeah, on the top and the bottom. And I'm kind of just looking at all of the borders around and trying to keep it right at about 1/4 inch. So like this, and then we're going to turn this one's going to glue on the other side. Remember, on this one, the glue's there. On these 2, the glue is there. That's what makes the fun fold. Now for this one, I'm going to try to just even this up between the top one and the bottom one, and then equal on the sides as well. So now if you didn't want to make this a bump fold, you could just fold it like a regular card, and then you know, then just have it open like normal, and you'd have your layers, and that's a fun, easy way to use up your scraps. Okay, so there's what we have. See how this is going to open like this? Cute. See? Easy. Super easy. Now, the part that gets a little more complicated on this, now this is what my friend Rose did, even though she used a different bundle. I'm going to get those little bits out. What I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to cut these so that it opens properly. But in the meantime, I'm going to put glue on this. I'm going to try to not get glue on anywhere that's in between the DSP. Does that make sense? So I'll show you. Taking my Tombow back out here. And I'm leaving this down like this on the card. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Come on. I might have to. Wait a minute. I have another glue. Well, hang on. Let's see if that one is better. I've been going through so much glue because I've been doing swap cards for the new catalog, joining with other oops, now I've got to be careful because I don't want it actually on my card, but I'm holding it here and I'm just being very, very light with the glue. So I know some of you are like, I don't like glue. I get that. Say, I'm not putting any glue where between. So, but I am putting it on the rest of the vine. So I've got some in the middle here. A little bit in the middle. And then again down here I'm going to put it. And it's kind of important that you get the glue. If you do it like mine, if you're using a vine like I'm using, or either this very same one or something similar, it's kind of important that near the, what do I want to say, near the in-between places that you get the glue on the edges kind of next to it. I'll show you why in a moment. Okay, so I think that's probably enough glue. Okay, now I might grab my tweezers. I have a little crafty tweezers. I gave these away as gifts in one of my classes a couple years ago. Okay, now I'll use my sample here for an example so I can kind of see where I put this. I did get it to go all the way up. Now if we did this like we were supposed to, oops, we don't have glue in between. Let's see if that's how I did it or not. I think that's the only tricky part. Now, it is going to hold it shut for now, but we kind of want that while we do the rest of our card. So, what I did next was I went ahead, let me get out my mat so you can see this. Whoops, another card. I just went ahead and die cut multiple of these flowers without stamping them first. Now, let me show you a trick about that. So, what I usually do is I try to find some part of the stamp that's very recognizable. So, in other words, for this one, I chose to put this side that's a little more flat. See how those other three are a little bit more curvy at the top? So, I'm putting the side that's like a little straighter down, and then that's how I also mounted my stamps for this. So I kind of figured out where that was on my stamps. So let me takes a moment sometimes. So I don't know if you can tell, that's probably going to be hard to see. But can you see how that's kind of the flatter part of this stamp, and it jives with this part? So this is going to be the inside of our card. Oops, sorry. My mouth keeps going and my brain isn't engaged. So let's pull out Petunia Pop. Let's move these over just a touch so you can see them. Hopefully you can see pretty well. Now this is the filler for the flower, so I'm going to stamp it off first, and then I'm just going to match it up here. Now why did I do it this way instead of stamping first and then die cutting? Because you can cut 2 layers of cardstock at one time, and so I can cut a bunch more. How did this get moved? We moved it like that, by die cutting them first and then doing that. Now some people lay the die cut on top of the stamp, but I just go for it because you know what, it is stamps, ink, and paper. Okay, so now I did the same thing with this stamp, and let's see. Yep, see, now this is a 2-step stamp that doesn't really have to line up perfectly, so I'm okay with that. I think it's close enough, and we're going to be good with that. Okay, so there we go. Then the other thing I want to do with this, I'm going to take your pick tool, and let's go ahead and get some dimension on our flower by just pressing in. This is the end with the putty on it, and I've left the cap on it. I'm going to go through those, and then I've already die cut. Remember I told you that the beauty of this, well, where are the dies? The beauty of this set of dies was, oh, for Pete's sake, I don't know, I lose stuff on my desk. It's just like crazy town. It's crazy town. I'm just saying, I just don't know how that happens. Anyway, I did those strip of dies I showed you at the beginning. They'll show up here in a moment. I just die cut out of the glimmer paper. I do know this glimmer paper. Now, I said at the beginning I wasn't sure the glimmer paper was stained. Yes, I am sure. I forgot about it. It is stained. Now, I think I I don't know whether I use the smaller ones. It doesn't really matter. We can pick I did both the small ones and the bigger ones. And I'm just going to do the same thing with my take your pick tool. So I'm going to go ahead and press in here. You could do this with any, now these aren't going to want to bend quite as much because glimmer paper is a little stiffer, but it'll give them a little bit of dimension. There we go. Okay, 3 of those. All right, so now my dining room is my craft room. I turn it back into dining 3 times a year, which, you know, Pam, mine was too for years, literally years. I had rolly bins kind of underneath our island, and I just rolled out the bins, and you know, that was for the stuff that wasn't actually just sitting on the table. Okay, so let's grab this, and then I'm going to kind of try and figure out where I put my other flowers. Now, one thing I did cut out of the glimmer paper, those same dies, is this. Pam, you were the only one watching on YouTube. I think my YouTube viewers, for the most part, they watch replay. I've noticed that. Let's go ahead and just kind of tentatively stick this here. Like so. I might be moving that around a bit. Before we go further, let's go ahead and stamp the greeting, and then we'll put this all together. So the greeting is from Unbounded Love, and it's the one that's stained, and we're gonna do, I think I did celebrate. Yeah, I did celebrate on this because, as I said, this is a card going to my niece for a bridal shower. She wanted 3 cards, one for a bridal shower, one for oh God, I think engagement party. I think this is all the same. An engagement party, a bridal shower, and the wedding. So I had the other 2 for her, but I didn't have this one because I wasn't quite sure what to do with this. All right, let's go ahead and put this greeting on, and then we'll put everything around it. And I don't know, you know, going back to people not watching live on YouTube, I've only been live on YouTube for really about maybe 6 weeks. I've always done my Facebook Live and then uploaded it to YouTube. Let me see my sample here. Let's put this a little bit over here because we're going to put a flower. I'm not going to stick this down. I'm just kind of putting it there. For now, let's put some dimensionals on the back of this. So I don't think people have found me there. Plus, I'm having problems getting my title changed of my channel on YouTube. It was asking for all kinds of, you know, identification, even though, good heavens, I've had my channel for like 6 or 7 years. But when I was trying to change I updated my picture, and I was trying to update the title of my page to Create with Joey. Right now it's Joey Hartman, my name, comma, Stampin' Up. So I think people now, when they watch, they kind of watch more, they know me as Create with Joey. So let's go ahead and stick this here. It looks kind of cute with those leaves coming out from the back. And then this one, let's go ahead and follow my other one. I do want the flowers to kind of look like they're coming out of the leaves. So let's go there. And then up here, this is really a pretty set. I thought it would be fun to revisit it before it's gone completely from the online store. All right, these little guys, I think I did these with mini glue dots. We're going to do these. I'm just going to go ahead and stick them on here. And I'm really glad the Unbounded Love set is staying because those are some of my favorite dies and sayings they go with. You can find a greeting for pretty much everything. Let's go ahead and stick, here's a leaf here, so let's put a flower by that leaf. Here's one sticking out here, so let's put a flower on that leaf. And here. Hi, Diane. Oh, I'm glad you love it. Hello, my friend. Hi, Martha. So people are finding me. Are you guys finding me on Facebook or YouTube, Martha and Diane? I know Diane usually watches on Facebook, so that's pretty typical that people watch the live more on Facebook. Okay, so now we've got it this far. Let's go ahead and put some gems on before we do the final snipping. So for gems on this, I told you that the dots on that page were on sale. Well, the in color shimmer gems are also on sale, and they are still in stock. So there's, if you want to take a screenshot, there's all the information. I just don't know why they didn't keep these. You know, I love Stampin' Up! And I support them. I think they're a wonderful company. But sometimes they do things that I just wonder, why did you do that? Okay, for this flower, I actually went with the peach pie gems on this. I just thought it needed a little bit more contrast. You may or may not think that. But bling is bling. Right, my blingy friends? We like the bling. Okay. I tried green. I didn't feel like that showed up very well. I don't know. I went with the peach. I know there's only a tiny bit of peach in the paper, but there is some peach in the paper. And I figure Stampin' Up! Put these colors together, so they probably know. Or that's what I'm going with. That's where I'm going with this. Okay, there we go. Now we know our card doesn't open yet because we have that branch holding everything together. So this is all I did for that. I just took my paper snips and I just went across like this. Oh, you know what I need to do though, this needs to be tacked down because otherwise we're going to lose that as soon as we cut. I missed that. So this is, you know, how we do things when we don't do them right the first time. And that was a big glob of glue. So then you have to grab tissue. And you're going to kind of, we need this up here though to be stuck down. That's why I said when you turn your branch over, you want to keep these edges as much as you can with glue on them. That's why you do really need Tombow, or a fine tip glue pen would work too. I would not use the adhesive sheets on this because these places in between, you don't want adhesive on those because they have to move when you open your card. Does that make sense? So now we're going to go back, revisit this, and I'm just going to go straight down the middle here and snip that. And same here. Whoops, that needs to be glued down too. Okay, so do as I say, not as I did. We just need this to stick here. So again, I'm trying not to bend my cardstock, and I'm putting a tiny bit of glue there. And I think it got too low, but you know, that's just the... If you glue your card shut, well, you can just cut this off and then put it on a new card. And no one will know. But ideally, you wouldn't do your... So let's see if we can, we'll go ahead and cut this and then kind of press that down a little bit again. So that's going to go like that, okay? So let's see what happens. Here's the magic. Woo! Now this is kind of in the way. This did not happen on my sample, my friends. I'm just telling you. But, you know what? It's going to work. I was just talking about this little piece. Hang, can you see that? Trying to get it in the camera there. That little piece is kind of hanging over. But, you know, this is how the card's going to close. So it's going to go right past that. So there is our Flowers of Beauty card. I do love this bum fold. I think it's really fun. And it's unexpected. It's not one I've done before. So what do you think? What do you think? Now I've got another one. We're going to do the same plum fold, but with some new products that are coming out. So let me make sure you comment. Never too much glitz, yes. Diane is in favor of the bling. I know she is. I think most of you that watch me are in favor of the bling, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching me, because I use it all the time. Okay, now we're going to do one more, because I thought I want to try this with another set of products. So these are some new products coming. I'm excited to share them with you. This is the Sweet Blooms and the Pretty Florals Stamps and Dies. This is a whole new suite coming. I can't open the catalog to show you. These are the dies. And let's see. Oh, and the dies for this one are inside. So it's a big suite that has 2 bundles with it. I just did a whole set of swap cards with these, and I'll show you more about that and after we get going on the card. So this is going to be inside. This time I'm going to try a Strawberry Slush, a card with a colored base instead of white. I haven't actually tried this yet, so I'm not sure. I think we'll like it, but we'll give it a try. Okay, I'm going to give me just a moment to get rid of all this stuff that I've already used. Just because things really pile up. Do you ever find yourself stamping and you're like, you've got all this stuff around you and you're like stamping like in this middle of the space? Yes, that happens to me all the time. All right, so we're going to take that, one of those stamps from the Floral Blooms. And again, I have to relocate where I piled everything. I did pile everything. Look how I piled everything. I have everything piled. Okay, so I'm going to take one of those stamps. And we're going to stamp in a new color called Secret C. Had to think for a minute. Secret C. Now this color, when I first saw it at On Stage in Raleigh, it was, it looked dark. It is dark, but it looked to me like it was a dark green, but it's actually more of a dark blue. It's darker than Night of Navy. Whoops. Okay, there's that. Hey, you guys, I'm sorry. Hang on. Visit with each other. Share with each other what you did on Easter. Well, I shut my husband's office door. Hang on. So sorry, you know, he's used to being in the office where he can talk at the top of his lungs. Okay, so much for getting everything ready at home and ready to go, because I have another person here. You know, I love him dearly, but you know, sometimes things get haywire. All right, this is also 2-step stamping. And we're going to use Strawberry Slush. Now, a lot of you might have, if you've been stamping for a while, you might have Strawberry Slush, and it's coming back as an in color. This is one of my favorite colors ever. I was so happy to see it's coming back. This kind of peachy, pinky, well, that's kind of what it is. I'm going to come down here. For this flower, as you noticed, I stamped the stems first. I feel like with these, and I did actually, as I said, make a whole set of swap cards with these. 2 sets, actually, 2 sets of swap cards with these stamps. Isn't that pretty, just like it is? I just think that's beautiful, just like that. Even without the 2 steps, we're going to go ahead and complete the 2 steps, just so you can see what it looks like. But you guys, I'm so excited because I'm collaborating with my friend Allie to bring you a whole new catalog. Whoops, that didn't ink very well. New catalog kickoff class where you're going to get all these products. Well, I don't know. Do you ever have that happen where it's not stamping? You know, these are new stamps. So what you can do is, I had to clean it first. You can take a pencil eraser. Any pencil eraser will do. On the end of a pencil. And then you just gently, I mean, this is obviously just a separate eraser, but you can take the end of any pencil if you don't have one of these. And then you just kind of gently go over it, because when stamps are getting made in the kiln, in order to get them out of the mold, they have to, I'm going to wipe this on my cleaning pad. And then later I'll make sure I rinse that so those little specks don't get in my ink pad. They are covered with a coating in order to, there you go, that's better, except that I have a wrinkle in my paper. Let's try it again. Okay, we're going to call that good for now, just because you're sitting there with me going, when are you going to make the card? So I think those colors are really pretty together. In spring, I just really like navy with, I like it with lime green, I like it with pinks. Okay, so there's that, and let's go ahead and stamp the greeting though. So this is going to be, have a lovely day. Look how big these stamps are. So there's 2 big stamps in this set, lovely and bloom. And then there's a lot of little words that go with it. So let's get this squared up here. Okay. All right, let me try and get this centered. This is a pretty big stamp. You could easily use this for a scrapbooking page if you wanted to. Okay, so there's that. Then we have a, see if I can get this straight. Yeah, I'm going to get that out of here. You don't need it for this, and I kind of need the grid paper here because I want this to be straight. There we go. That looks pretty good. And now, day. This could be the front of our card. Okay, so there we go. My team are doing we have an optional card swap, and our theme is Mother's Day. So I think this could actually be a Mother's Day. It's not going to say Mother's Day, but I think it would work for that. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this. Isn't that pretty? This images in these 2 bundles are so pretty. But so what I was starting to tell you about this class that Ellie and I did as our new catalog open house, it is going to be 3 days of online stamping, and you can craft along with me. So it's going to be a craft along. Of course the tape doesn't work right now. It's going to be a craft along, meaning that if you pre-order the kit, I will have everything sent to you for the days before the craft along online. And you can craft along with me, or you can watch the replay, because then there will be full videos for all 6 cards. We're doing 6 cards. We each did 3 with the bundles we're using. Okay, that's even pretty by itself, but let's make it even better. So I used for this the paper that Allie and I are using for our class, and it is, let me grab it here. It is the, I think, Lovely in Bloom. Let me double check this. Lovely in Bloom, I think. No, not that one. We actually used 2 sets of papers. This one's called Celebratory Sips. And this one, I'm pretty sure, is Lovely in Bloom. Nope, Florals in Bloom. That's the name of this one. And all of our cards are with this one. I can show you, I can give you a sneak peek of my cards. If you stick through to the end, I'll show you. But these are some of the paper scraps. Obviously, I've been using it a lot. So, and it has a lot of the new ink colors as well. So isn't that gorgeous on this one? Donnie, you weren't sure about Secret C until you looked over an inlet of Puget Sound and the water looked like the same color. Oh my gosh! I bet that was beautiful. There's something so special about being near water, isn't there? Just really, really. I love to be near the ocean. I'll show you this first. This is called Celebratory Sips, and it goes with a stamp set that has, you know, drinks, summer drinks, all kinds of drinks images. And I don't have it, or I'd show it to you. It is on my order that I'm putting in to get the free shipping. And so these have a lot of the in colors too. Here's that. Boy, that's really hard to see in the camera, but that is a variation of Secret Sea. Old Olive are the colors. And here are some of the drinks. You can see there. And then there's vegetables on the back of this one. I know this isn't ideal. Then this is Strawberry Slush. As I said, if you stay with me through the end, I'll show you my cards for my craft along. This one has like Berry Burst with Petunia Pop, I think. Anyway, so those are the two. So you get a fourth of a pack of this paper. You get a fourth of a pack of this paper. You get a whole bolt of this new ribbon that is this gold. This is such a gorgeous ribbon. It's gold striped. Can you see how pretty that is? And then that's the new one. But you get a whole bolt of that, fourth of this, fourth of that, whole bolt of this, and then you get a whole, did I bring the gems? And then a whole pack of the in color pearls that are coming. So we're going to use these today. Well, if I can find them, they kind of, everything kind of fell over on my stack of, all my stacks of stuff. So let me show you, because there's strawberry, or there's Secret Sea on this as well. Let me grab, I don't think, I haven't opened these, or maybe I have. I was going to show you the ones I already have open, but again, you know, things disappear. They fly off of my desk. I don't know where they go. So these are all the in color gems. And so you get a pack of these, a bolt of that, some of each of the paper. And then we'll have all your card kits cut for you, all 6 of them, and we'll do 2 a day. I'm so excited about it, and it's May 20th through the 22nd. If you're on my email list, it hasn't come out yet. Actually, you guys are the first ones to actually even hear about it. So let's get these out. We just finalized all of our plans for it last night, and we have our cards done. We were just getting in sync about the communication, how we were going to tell people. Okay, so we're back to our card. We've got, this one is the one that I'm going to switch up a little bit from my sample. So we've got our 3 pieces of mats. It looks like I cut these a lot better than I cut the first mats. I don't know what was going on with that. Let's do that instead of what I had before. We'll see if we think it's too busy. It might be pretty busy. So again, the DSP is 1.5 by 3 3/4, and the mats are 1/8 bigger. So 1 5/8 by 3 7/8. Yeah, I cut these much better. I don't know what was going on. No, they weren't actually wrong, my other cuts. They were just off enough to, as I said, when you're cutting 8s, it gets really skinny. Let's go with this one. So I'll be sending out all the information to my email list. It'll go either tonight or tomorrow, so be watching for that. I already sent an email today reminding you about Facebook Live and about the free shipping, and also about my bonus, my Bonanza bundle special. Okay, let's go like, this is how I'm going to go for this one. So I sent that today. Again, if you're not on my email list, make sure you sign up so you don't miss anything, because that's how I really communicate. I do post things on Facebook, but Facebook is like a revolving sidewalk. So, you know, you may or may not see it on Facebook. Okay, so now we're going to do what we did before. I'm going to turn these over. And we're going to, remember, we're going to do the top and the bottom with the glue on the right. So let me grab my Tombow. Okay, and I don't want to go past the center of my card, so I'm going to go around the edge. On the top on the right, on the bottom on the right, and the middle one on the left. And again, the only reason I'm doing it on top of my card is so I don't get into that middle opening. We don't want to glue our card shut. My friends, has you ever done that? I've done that. Okay, so let's go like this. And again, I'm doing the top and the bottom first so that I can just scooch in the middle one and kind of line it up. Okay, that's one of the good things about Tombow. I mean, there's other good things, but you have a few moments to move your card. So let's see. I'm kind of looking at the top and the bottom, and I just put my hand in. Put my hand in the glue, so there you go. Part of crafting together. All right, let's go ahead. Now we'll just kind of scooch this in between those two, like so. The craft along is $46. That's without shipping, and you get a lot of product with it, because I send envelopes with mine as well, so you get the cards and the envelopes and all the pre-prep cards. You'll get the PDF tutorial. It's very detailed, and so you know it's going to. Okay, so there's our basic card. Oh, Pam loves my card kits. You're so sweet. I was unsure about Secrecy. Oh, I read that one already, so I might be behind on comments. Okay, listen. I'll come back and check my comments, but what I also want to show you, so look at this. So there's new paper coming. It has this color strawberry slush in there. It's a foil, but it has a pattern on it. So this one has flowers on it. We're going to cut some flowers out of this with the die cutting machine. Let me grab the dies for this. So the dies for this, we're going to use this. Then what I used for this Secret C is this one. These dies are so, so pretty. Again, if you stay tuned to the end, I will show you my samples. I think I have them down here. I think I do. I was starting to write my tutorial so Allie could have it. Okay, so we're going to go like this. It just fits on a 2-inch strip. So let's get this out here. So if you haven't seen die cutting before, then you're going to see what a die cutting machine does. I had someone just join my team recently so she could get the die cutting machine at a discount. Well, you pay full price when you sign up, but you don't pay shipping, so that's already like getting a discount. Okay, so I went ahead and cut these tops of these flowers with this little die that comes in this set of dies. I wish all of you could come craft with me, so that would be nice. We could do all these things together, and that would be fun. All right, so now I've got this. Now, for this card, I'm not going to do any snipping because I've figured out that this would work okay without cutting it, at least. I can't find my sample right at this moment, of course, but we are going to turn it over, and we're going to use the same way to figure out the glue as we used on the first one. So you just don't want to get anything, for this one you don't want to get anything on the upper leaf. So I'm going to kind of go in the middle here. And we're going to go like so. Like so, like this. And then I can't see my sample for this anymore. Of course, I just don't know where things go. They fly around. Here, I got it. Okay, so now I'm going to go a little bit to the right on this. I'm going to kind of try to keep most of it actually on this panel, that middle panel. So see, it's still going to open easily and close easily. So you just have to check that. If you're using flowers like I am, so you just have to be careful with that. Now, look at these beautiful flowers with that foil and then the embossing on them. Okay, so we're going to, there's 3 sizes here. So on my first one, let's see, I think I did this. Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to get the greeting on here and then we can finish this. So same dies I used an unending, unbounded love. I keep calling it unending, unbounded love. And we're going to say hello. Or no, yes, hello, but that was not the hello stamp. So we're going to grab the hello stamp, secret C. I think it's sometimes good to see a fun fold more than once. My friend Corinne does that in every video pretty much. She does one fun fold pretty much every time. And then I'm going to put this a little bit to the left. Then she does it again. And I like that because I get to see her do it twice. Plus you kind of get another idea for what you could possibly use with it that may be something that you already have. We're going to do this kind of the same as our other one as well, the greeting. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I hope everybody had a good Easter. Today is April 23rd, 2025. You might be watching this much later than today, but if you're watching today or close to that date, we just had Easter on Sunday. Today is Wednesday. Okay, I'm going to put this down like about here, kind of like our other one. So here's our other one. And then kind of the same but different. And then let's put, for the bottom flower, what did I use? On this one I used this one. Let's do mini glue dots. We'll put dimensionals on the upper flowers, but we don't want this to get too bulky. So I'm going to get a couple mini glue dots. Steve's mom's 85th birthday is this Friday. So we celebrated her birthday with the whole family. I'm going to kind of see how this is going to go here. I want my stems to show up there, so I don't want to cover them completely. So we all went to church with her, which we don't all go to the same church, but we went to church with her. Now this one I'm going to put on with the dimensional, but I think I'm going to use small ones, which she was thrilled about. And then we had, at her little town, so she lives here in Lincoln, but she lived in Firth, Nebraska, which is south of us. Trying to figure out where to get. I want this guy to kind of go on that leaf. Remember, I said I try to get my flowers to try to go on the leaves so they look like they're not like just floating in the air. And then this one's going to go here. Anyway, so I went to church together with her at her little church, and then we had a big potluck at the community center. So probably had around 30 people there, because grandkids and great-grandkids and all the brothers and sisters. Let's go ahead and get this guy kind of like that in the center of that. So that's what we have so far. Isn't this pretty? I thought it turned out really pretty. Then we're going to go ahead and use that ribbon I was telling you about. That I've been using non-stop since we're able to pre-order it. You can get in on the pre-order still if you want to join. I would love to have you. We have low-key but active team. Lovely people, very avid crafters. Joined mostly to get the discount. Some only to get the discount. But it's a good deal any time of year. Let's go ahead now. I'm going to put this little bow on with some mini glue dots. And anyway, Steve's mom was really surprised. Steve made a book for her that had all the grandkids and the siblings' favorite memories of her. So they all sent those to him, and then he had it made into like a coffee table book. There we go. Isn't that cute? Let's put some dimensionals on it. Or not dimensionals. Let's put some gems on it. So it was a big day for her. It was a big day for the whole family. Here are some of my gems. I gave my team strips of these for our team meeting. Let's see. How did I... For my sample, I used strawberry slush. We'll try that again. See if it's going to show up. Yeah, I think it will. If I put it on white, it'll show up. And aren't these pretty? They're so pretty, these gems. Or do we want them down here on this? I don't know. What do you think? I think they show up better above. So let's go there. And then we'll put one more down here. Maybe around about there. So I thought that turned out really well. I was happy with it. And isn't that a fun? It's so easy. It looks much more complicated than it is. So if you're watching on YouTube, or even if you're not watching on YouTube, come find me on YouTube, Joey Hartman Stampin Up, and subscribe so you don't miss any videos. So these are very different color scheme. On my original one for this one, I used white like I did for this card. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I can get that to hold close. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like the background, or do you like? Hi, Judy. Thank you. Do you like the white background for this one, or the strawberry slush background? Or which is your favorite? Do you like the petunia pop? Let's go petunia pop. We'll call this one. Strawberry slush. We'll call this one. And white. We'll call this one. So vote in the comments. Make sure you let me know. Petunia pop or strawberry slush or white background. What do you like the best? All right. There we go. Again, I will be sending out the link. Let me pull myself up here. I'll be putting out the link for my new catalog Craft Along With Me kit, and you have till May 5th to sign up, and I'm so excited about it. You'll have the kit a few days to a week ahead of the event, and if you can't craft with me live, then you'll have the replay of the videos to craft along. So make sure you watch for that. Thanks for watching today, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, everybody.